Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Same or Naya, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. I came across this video, and people were also talking about it recently. This video, I think he did this video, early this year, or I can't remember the exact time. But this video is actually so right to the sis that some people actually wake up and all they want to do is provoke black people. Like, wake up and provoke them for no reason. And this man was saying that if he sees a black pilot, that he would not fly with a black pilot. Why? Because he will be very scared. Why? Because he is going to first of all question his his certification. Why? Because he believed that black people were not supposed to actually attain some certain goals. Probably he got that certification through cheat and all that. Now, let me break this down for us. Most of them, or majority of them, do not want to see that black people are rising above them. If you have noticed, some of them are tightening up their spaces, especially when it comes to politics, if only you understand that. But I keep saying this, black people are needed all over. We're not only meant to be artists, sports, and all that, rappers, and the rest of it. We should go in and dominate because we are meant to dominate when it comes to barristers, lawyers, nurses, and on top of all of it, we should be in every sector and going into politics too. Let's get into this video.
I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Well, that's the
you
game
wouldn't have
theory
done
I was
that.
talking
You
about.
wouldn't have. You
No,
wouldn't
and
have done
that's
that
not
before.
that's not an immediate.
No, you wouldn't
that's
have done
not
that
who I
before.
am. That's
No.
not what I believe.
It is the
Oh, really? Then who are you? What do you believe, Charlie Kirk? Because you know what I think when I see a white guy of medium to low intelligence with a huge audience because he spews racist and other bigoted ideas? I think they've been handed everything they've ever had. Do you know how difficult it probably was for that black pilot to get where they are? Don't project your shit onto them. Just because your path to fame and fortune was paved with gold doesn't mean that's how it's been for everybody else.
I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Well,
That's the most asinine statement that I could ever possibly hear. You know, my thing is, if you're going to be prejudiced, that's why I used to respect the old school people when they were prejudiced, because when they were prejudiced, they said anything they wanted to say. They had no filter. I understand that he owns a radio station and he does podcasting and stuff like that. And I think he's running to do something in Congress. He's an organization called the Turnaround of USA. And to me, he's a white ring, a conservative of the Republican Party. But to me, I think he's in a cult. A lot of these Republicans and Democrats, I believe when they put Christian in the midst of it, and they turn it into some kind of organization and stuff, that gives an exhibit A, B, C, and D of nothing but cults, activists, where they toss and turn some of the religious, they don't even quote Christian scriptures or say things and do the Christian things and follow the scope of the Christian book. They pretty much use that as leverage so they can force and feed people a lot of bullshit. Yes, and that's what he does. Because to me, with the statement that he made, even though this is a long time video and people are starting to pop up a lot of For You pages of things that he has said, he's racist. Okay, just like Trump. Trump is just the undercover. And he's an advocate of Trump. He even had a latest article saying that we have to pray and protect Trump at all costs because there's a chance that he might be unalive. Yeah, in today's newspaper. Then another thing he comes out and says about Martin Luther King, he was saying that the civil rights movement was pretty much asinine. He didn't use asinine, but he used a different word. And so my thing is, okay, so all the equality has to be for Anglo-Saxons that was not really fellow Americans in the beginning. So what about the Black Americans and that live in this society? And I noticed that he doesn't even mention other societies, but for some reason he's outskirting us as Black American. I've been noticing that every campaign speech, all of these liberals, Republicans, Democrats, they've been always using us as a threshold. And they've been using us as a scapegoat too, to use as a primary example, like we're some experiment and we're just laid on the table and we just have to be dissected and examined under a microscope or something, and they're coming up with all these negative fact finding about us, like we are non-existent to the society. And Trump is one of them. Okay, he uses things as a fence and tries to disguise what he's saying, but literally he is basically a brainwasher, because, and he's also, because they are all influenced. If you look how the way they are, to me they're like zombies. They're like the people from the body snatchers. No, for real. Because the way how they talk possess, and you notice that each and every one of them is repeating the same thing over and over. It's like they don't have a mind of their own. It's like they're in a cult. But what's so funny, Candace Owens is part of that team. If you Google Charlie Kirk and you look on the people that follows, she's one of them. Okay? Yeah, she's one of them. And all his funding and his organization is from the people that from Fox News, which is another cult television. All right? Because Fox News don't give any adequate publication. They always give their own negative. And guess what? He's also a follower of Tucker Carlson. And Tucker Carlson, he racist as hell. All right? No matter how he sit there and have some black people to interview and stuff like that, that don't mean nothing. All right? Black people, we cannot be provoked, but we have to stay woke. You guys have to start opening up your eyes and take the wax out of your ear. And even for the people that in the society that you think that Trump is the best, because let me tell you something, these people are going to go forward into this Project 25. I don't really know too much about it, but they're trying to change the game of everything. I read one caption. One particular thing is changing the formation of schools. They already started out by wanting to eliminate our Black American history and trying to make it look like we don't exist, and trying to filter out some of the things that's very important of our past. Okay? They're trying to even try to stop the literature of certain Black writers to suppress, talk about the suppression or talk about the inequality things that's happening. They want to turn around and want to control the schools and even the higher learning. Okay? They also want to make sure they want to push the narrative of Christianity to be the driving force. And with all the people that be watching these ratchet television shows, they're going to also go into these programs and shut some of these programs down. Okay? It kind of takes me back in the 1980s and 90s during the Republican time, when the Christians were coming in there and they were telling people that they need to censor things that's on television. Yes, mothers were coming there from some Christian Coalition League and talking about that some of the programs is too explicit and it's too provocative, and we need to change the station, especially on local and cable networks. And then they were starting to promote a lot of Christianities. That's how we had Jimmy Swagner, we had All Roberts and many others coming there early morning on a Sunday streaming platform. And basically, yes, and they never shut it down. Then they talk about, oh, we need to go back into the conservative lifestyle again. Okay? And so forth. Not to cut off the situation. This is Black Pearl. I came up with my new song called Dove's Confession. You guys can check it out on Apple, Spotify. So far, it's already streaming already, and it's on YouTube. YouTube is just an app that's free where you can get all kinds of music. You just click on Dove's Confession, and it pops up. Or you can go on Black Pearl _ Spectrum Waves Music. You can look on my page that says Spectrum Waves Music, and you see all my songs. This is Black Pearl, and I just wanted to give you guys an update of knowing who these individuals are, because to me, it's like they starting to come in packs and they come in drones. Y'all need to be careful with these people, because this is how cults start. Okay, first they start to brainwash, corrupts the mind, getting people all indulge into it, where they start to follow, and then the more following they get, and then all you see in their society is mostly white. Like, for example, when Trump said that he went to Detroit and he went to all black, he only saw a few black people that was there. The whole entire church was affiliated with white. And then you guys believe that. And then they showed a video where he was in, where there was just a panel of black people. Come to find out, it was all white people in the church. Okay? Don't believe the hype. Stay woke. I got one thing to add to. First and foremost, no one is going to be coming on the sky without being with proper identification. To me, that when he made that statement right there, you could tell that was a racist statement. Every pilot that's been on that sky, they have to check and double check. And if there's a situation where somebody does come there that has no license, that person will be in jail. Okay? So you don't have to question every pilot, including a black pilot. To me, when you hear him say something like that, that's when you have to really, truly not even second guess.
So there is a video of, Lord help me, of Charlie Kirk on his little podcast with some other people on his podcast. And he says that if he were on a plane and he saw that the pilot was black, his first thought would be, God, I hope he's qualified. And then he proceeds to say how that statement is not him and that's not how he thinks. And the other people that were there with him on his little podcast were saying, yeah, I mean, that mindset is totally been pushed on us because of the left and because of DEI and, you know, because things are being given to people because of race and not because of merit. Here's my question for people like Charlie Kirk. Is there no scenario in your mind, given the history of this country, where maybe the reason why you have never seen a black pilot before is because people in hiring positions abused their authority and didn't hire people of color because they were, I don't know, racist? Which is kind of why DEI was needed in the first place and mandated in some industries, because people were abusing their authority and simply not hiring people because they had biases and prejudice against them and were just blatantly racist. Like, I don't want to hire a black person. I don't want to hire a Latina person. I don't want to hire an Asian person. It's just, why is that never part of the conversation with these people?
Boy, I hope he's qualified.
So this is all I got from this video. And this video is a very good example that these people will never ever want people that look like me to be like above or higher than them, because you all know what it takes to be a pilot. I mean, it takes like about, I think, 1,500 hours of being in, like, you know, practicing or something like that. Hold on. Yeah, it need, like, the person need to, well, it need 1,500 hours of experience, right? And then, which can be earned in 2 years. And this is not, some people, it's kind of more than this. Depends on how what you are, the course or something that you did or you are doing and all of that. The fact that they do not want you, people that look like me, to progress is just very amazing. And like, black people keep telling them that it's only because if you are not privileged, somebody, I do now, mind you, I do not have problem with people that probably did not go to college. It is okay if you did not go to college, right? But as a palm-colored person, he has the privilege not to be a graduate. He's not a graduate, but he can dictate if a graduate is supposed to fly, or a certified pilot is supposed to fly, or a certified pilot is not supposed to fly. That also reminds me about, one of them said that I can't imagine going to a doctor, because what am I supposed to tell him or she? What are they supposed to even do when they see me? Like, I really cannot imagine doing that. Never. Now, Really, sometimes I am just confused, but the truth is that these people really know what they are doing. All they want to do is keep provoking black people and then make something out of it. You all already know that Charlie Kirk, not even for a day for it, like he works before. I don't know if they still work together. He has worked hand in hand with Candace Owen, because I remember one interview where Candace Owen and a black girl was talking about, the black girl was telling them how hard it is for her as a graduate to, to scale through, and what it also meant, like, she was in military and all that, and she served, also went back to school and was having a trying to explain to them, but she was having a hard time because Candice Owen would not let her talk, and Charlie Kirk would not let her talk, because she was telling Charlie Kirk, you have so many privilege which I do not have. One of the privileges you have is that you that actually did not graduate from school is seated there telling me what I am supposed to earn, or what is going on with me, or how I am supposed to navigate through college. Or she was already she graduated from BSc, and probably, she went to further her studies and all that. So that alone is a very privilege. And Candice Owen was all there, protecting Charlie Kirk and the rest of it. But I love it for Candice Owen, like where she is now. She is in a very good place at this point in time. And all these people, Tucker Carlson also, they are also part of it. Fox, they work hand in hand. So most times when you see them, they do not have anything good. They want to talk about people that look like me. But one thing I want to say, and I am saying this for good, is that I am proud of how far black people have gone. And one thing I will keep saying is that I love the fact that we are dominating all over. And while we are dominating, I want us to remember that it is not only in sports, it's not only in music industry. So some people will not turn out like 50 Cent that had the opportunity to meet with the congressmen and ask and advocate for black people. And all 50 Cent could advocate for was liquor. And what again did he advocate for? I know number one was liquor, to have representative to sell liquor, and to have also representative to for rapper. Oh my goodness, liquor, of all things to advocate for, with everything going on in black community. I love the fact that black people are dominating lawyers, doctors. See, we are taking over entrepreneurs, all of them, and also going into politics, because politics is not meant for a particular set of people. Let's take over everywhere. Because you know why they've been tightening their places and positions? Of course, they know what minority means. You all already know what I'm saying, all right? So that's why they are trying to tighten some spaces, because I have actually watched them say that some positions are not meant for people that look like me. Why? Because they are not intellectually smart to handle it. I brought that video here. You know what? See you all in my next video. Bye for now.